Imagine holding a lottery ticket that could change your life in an instant. Winning the jackpot, with all its promises of endless riches, is a dream many of us have had. But here's the thing. The reality of winning the lottery is far more complicated than just hitting the jackpot. It's a roller coaster ride filled with ups and downs, twists and turns that can leave you feeling both thrilled and dizzy. In this journey, we're not looking at just the glitzy side of winning. We're diving into the stories of regular folks who've had their lives turned upside down by sudden wealth. From the heart-pounding moment of victory to the tricky choices and surprising consequences that follow, we'll explore the highs, lows, and the incredible lessons that come when fortune smiles upon you in the most unexpected ways. So buckle up for a fascinating ride through the unpredictable world of lottery winners, where dreams come true, but reality can be a wild and unpredictable adventure. In 1996, Jeffrey Dampier and his then-wife had their lives transformed when they struck gold, winning a whopping $20 million in the Illinois lottery jackpot. But as fate would have it, their lottery journey took a bittersweet twist. Soon after their lottery triumph, the couple went their separate ways, choosing to split their newfound wealth right down the middle. Now here's where the plot thickens. Dampier, still holding on to a substantial sum of money, crossed paths with Crystal Jackson, the woman who would later become his wife. Together, they embarked on a fresh start, relocating to the sunny shores of Tampa Bay, Florida, to be closer to Crystal's family. Dampier assumed the role of financial caretaker and generously showered Crystal's family with extravagant gifts. But beneath the surface of this newfound happiness lay a secret. He was having an affair with Crystal's sister, Victoria. In 2005, Dampier's life took a tragic and sinister turn. He fell victim to a murder, orchestrated by none other than his own sister-in-law, Victoria, and her boyfriend, Nathaniel Jackson, although unrelated. Another twist to this chilling tale, Terry, Crystal's other sister, was also present at the scene of the crime. The verdict was damning. Both Jacksons were found guilty of Dampier's murder and received life sentences in prison. Fast forward to 2006 and we meet another lottery winner, Abraham Shakespeare. He won a staggering $30 million by hitting the Florida Lotto jackpot. Abraham opted for a lump sum payment, and with his newfound wealth, he made a bold move. He left behind his middle-class neighborhood in Lakeland and settled into a gated community, seeking a quieter and more peaceful life. What makes Abraham's story stand out is his modest approach to his winnings. Unlike some lottery winners who splurge recklessly, he remained relatively frugal. Aside from purchasing a new home, he treated himself to a sleek car and a fancy Rolex watch. However, what he didn't anticipate was the overwhelming number of people, from friends to complete strangers, who came out of the woodwork all wanting a piece of his fortune. One particularly notable character in this unfolding drama was Abraham's business partner, Doris Donegan, known as Dee Dee Moore. Dee Dee cunningly took control of their company's finances and used the funds to gift herself lavish items, including expensive cars and luxurious vacations. She later audaciously claimed that these were merely presents from Shakespeare. In 2009, a dark cloud descended over Abraham Shakespeare's life. He was reported missing, and by that time, his family hadn't seen or heard from him in several months. The trail led investigators to uncover a chilling plot hatched by Dee Dee Moore. Abraham's lifeless body was discovered, buried beneath a concrete slab in her boyfriend's backyard. Dee Dee Moore was swiftly brought to justice and sentenced to life in prison, with no possibility of parole. These tales of fortune and misfortune serve as a stark reminder that lottery winnings, while they may bring dreams within reach, can also expose individuals to unforeseen complexities, greed, and even deadly consequences. In 2001, David Lee Edwards found himself holding a life-changing lottery ticket worth an astounding $27 million. For most of us, that's an unimaginable sum, but managing such wealth requires skill and discipline. Despite having a money manager who offered guidance on responsible financial management and wise investments, Edwards chose a different path. With lightning speed, Edwards and his wife Shauna embarked on a wild spending spree. They purchased not one but two homes in an upscale Florida gated community. The shopping list included extravagant purchases like a $200,000 Lamborghini Diablo and a $90,000 Dodge Viper. Edwards even bought a private plane to facilitate his travel between Florida and his Kentucky hometown. However, the extravagance didn't stop there. Edwards and Shauna spiraled into a dark world of addiction. Edwards not only fueled his own addiction, but also supplied drugs to friends. Tragically, some of those friends lost their lives to overdoses, and Edwards shouldered the burden of their funeral expenses. The couple's rapid descent continued, leading them from their lavish gated community to the unimaginable reality of living in a storage unit. Their drug use eventually led to contracting hepatitis, adding to their woes. Shauna eventually left Edwards to remarry, but found herself in and out of jail in the years that followed. In 2013, David Lee Edwards passed away, penniless and alone in hospice at the age of 58. His life's journey serves as a stark cautionary tale about the importance of financial responsibility and the destructive power of addiction. In 1990, Alex Toth and his wife, Rhoda, won a substantial $13 million in the Florida lottery. Opting for annual installments of approximately $666,666, they embarked on a whirlwind adventure of luxury and leisure. Their newfound wealth allowed them to travel the world, rubbing shoulders with celebrities and experiencing the high life. However, the thrill of riches soon gave way to a dark and destructive force in Alex's life: a gambling addiction. He succumbed to the allure of Las Vegas, where he gambled compulsively for 3 months, residing in a $1,000 a night hotel room. As if that weren't enough, the couple faced a new set of troubles when they were charged with tax fraud, owning the Sunshine State a staggering $2.5 million in overdue taxes. In 2008, at the age of 60, Alex Toth passed away. At the time of his death, he was still facing tax fraud charges, leaving behind a cautionary tale of how even a substantial windfall can be squandered, if not managed wisely. His story underscores the importance of seeking help for addiction and maintaining financial responsibility in the face of sudden wealth. Meet William Bud Post, a man who had a long history of financial struggles. However, when he struck it big with a $16.2 million win in the Pennsylvania lottery, he believed all of his problems were behind him. Bud decided to receive the money in installments, but there was a twist. He couldn't hold on to it for too long. Each time a windfall arrived, it seemed to vanish just as quickly. Bud's spending sprees knew no bounds. He bought businesses for his siblings, dabbled in purchasing a mansion, and even treated himself to a private plane. Trouble, however, was never far away. His brother, driven by greed, attempted to take Bud's life for a share of the winnings. Additionally, Bud faced a lawsuit from Ann Carpick, his landlady and occasional girlfriend, who claimed he had promised her a third of his fortune. The court ruled in her favor, freezing Bud's remaining assets. As Bud's financial troubles escalated, the remnants of his once vast fortune slipped through his fingers like sand. The weight of debt and misfortune pressed upon him relentlessly. At one particularly grim juncture, a relentless repo man arrived, ready to seize his scar, sparking a dangerous confrontation that pushed Bud to a breaking point. In a moment of desperation, he fired a shot, an act that would have profound consequences. Bud found himself facing the cold, unforgiving bars of a prison cell, serving time for his actions. It was a stark and tragic reversal of fortunes, as he transitioned from being a millionaire to relying on the meager support of Social Security just to make ends meet. In 2006, at the age of 66, Bud's journey through the turbulent waters of sudden wealth came to an end. His life serves as a poignant reminder of the tumultuous and unpredictable path that can accompany a lottery win, where riches vanish as quickly as they arrive, leaving behind a trail of unexpected consequences. Imagine being just 19 years old and suddenly becoming a multi-millionaire. That's precisely what happened to Michael Carroll when he won £9,736,131 in Scotland's lotto in 2002. But Michael's youth may have played a role in how he handled his newfound wealth. At the time, he was working as a humble trash collector, but as soon as the money landed on his lap, he went on a whirlwind spending spree. Fast cars, wild parties, and extravagant expenditures became the norm. Michael's lifestyle attracted attention. Not all of it was welcome. Blackmailers threatened his family, and tragically, his 5 dogs were killed. Michael's marriage to Sandra crumbled as well, shattered by the weight of his newfound riches and the temptation of the extravagant lifestyle that came with them. His relationships took a dark turn as he engaged with prostitutes, spiraling further down a path of self-destruction. By the time 2010 rolled around, his once vast fortune had dwindled to a mere shadow of its former self, forcing him to swallow his pride and reapply for his old job as a humble trash collector just to make ends meet. However, amidst the ruins of his extravagant past, there is a silver lining to Michael's story. He managed to find his way back to Sandra, rekindling a connection that had been strained by the trials of wealth. In the midst of life's turbulence, it appears that Michael has settled into a more stable and ordinary existence. He proudly declares that he carries no regrets and considers himself more profoundly fortunate just to be alive. His story serves as a poignant reminder that a sudden influx of wealth can come with its own set of challenges and life-altering consequences. But sometimes, the most valuable lesson is found in the journey back to the simple joys of life. In the annals of lottery lore, the story of James Hayes stands as a stark cautionary tale. In 1998, this 35-year-old security guard purchased a winning quick pick lottery at a USA gas station, catapulting him into a world of unimaginable wealth. Initially, Hayes pledged to be the epitome of financial responsibility, a model for prudent money management. Yet the intoxicating allure of sudden riches soon clouded his judgment. James Hayes lived large, indulging in the trappings of opulence. Within a mere decade, he had managed to fritter away his $19 million fortune, leaving him financially destitute. By 2007, the dream had unraveled to the point of bankruptcy. However, fate had another twist in store for Hayes. Following back surgery, he succumbed to the grip of opiate addiction, casting him into a dark abyss. The downward spiral continued relentlessly. A devastating fire in 2017 claimed his home, and James lost his job. The void left by the absence of wealth pushed him towards cheaper street drugs as he grappled with the wreckage of his once promising life. In a desperate bid to recapture a semblance of financial security, Hayes turned to crime. He robbed, or attempted to rob, 11 banks, making off with $39,424. Justice eventually caught up with Hayes, and he was sentenced to 33 months in prison for his crimes. A court order mandated that he repay the stolen money. As of his release in 2020, James Hayes embarked on a new journey, writing a book about his tumultuous experiences, a stark reminder of the roller coaster ride that can accompany sudden fortune. The tale of Janet Lee, winner of an $18 million lottery prize, is a story of soaring ambitions, followed by a staggering fall from grace. Janet's initial response to wealth was marked by nobility and generosity. She relocated her family to an exclusive gated community in St. Louis, Missouri, signaling the start of what she believed would be a transformative chapter in her life. However, her vision was not one of opulence for herself, but rather philanthropy. She immersed herself in charitable causes and quickly became a significant donor to the Democratic Party. The zenith of her benevolence included encounters with political luminaries such as Bill Clinton, Al Gore, and South Korean President Kim Dae-jung. Yet this grand ambition proved to be Janet Lee's Achilles heel. In her fervor to give, she spent her lottery windfall before it actually materialized, a grave financial misstep that set her on a downward spiral. Debts began to accumulate, and she found herself falling behind on her payments, triggering a cascade of penalties. By 2001, her financial landscape had become a bleak and unforgiving one. Weight of her debts, amounting to roughly $2.5 million, bore down heavily on her, forcing her to make a painful decision. Janet Leigh had no recourse but to file for Chapter 7 bankruptcy. At this juncture, her personal assets had dwindled to a mere pittance, registering at less than $700. Her story serves as a stark reminder that even the most altruistic intentions can crumble under the financial pressures that accompany sudden wealth. In June 1997, Billy Bob Harrell Jr. found himself in a dire financial predicament. Struggling with financial instability, his life took an unexpected turn when he struck gold by winning the Texas Lotto jackpot, amounting to a staggering $31 million. At first glance, it appeared as though his financial woes were over and his future was secured. Billy Bob didn't hesitate to quit his job at Home Depot, marking the end of his blue-collar days. He embarked on a journey of newfound luxury, treating his family to a well-deserved vacation and generously donating to his church. Luxury items became the order of the day as he showered friends and family with lavish gifts. However, the glow of wealth also cast a shadow. Unwanted attention and the allure of seemingly lucrative business deals led Billy Bob into a web of ill-fated investments. His fortune dwindled faster than he could have ever imagined, and the strains began to show in his personal life. His marriage eventually crumbled, and he and his wife separated. The weight of these tribulations proved too much for Billy Bob Harrell Jr. to bear. In 1999, he tragically took his own life, leaving behind a haunting statement. "Winning the lottery is the worst thing that has ever happened to me." His story serves as a poignant reminder that sudden wealth, while seemingly a dream come true, can come with a price that's far steeper than anyone could have imagined. For some, wealth is a lifelong pursuit, but for others, it arrives in an instant, changing the course of their lives forever. Jack Whitaker was already a successful figure when fortune smiled upon him in December 2002. As the president of a West Virginia construction company, he had a firm grasp of managing money, but winning the staggering sum of $315 million in the lottery would test even the most seasoned of financial sensibilities. Jack's newfound riches didn't insulate him from the demons that lurk within, and his life began to take a tumultuous turn. Instead of managing his health wisely, he embraced a lifestyle marked by excessive drinking and nights spent in strip clubs. The allure of extravagance led him down a treacherous path, as he found himself the victim of theft on multiple occasions. Tragedy struck with unforgiving frequency in Jack Whitaker's life. In 2004, his granddaughter's boyfriend succumbed to a fatal overdose within his home. Just 3 months later, his granddaughter met a similar fate. The heartbreak deepened when his daughter, the mother of his granddaughter, passed away in 2009. The litany of misfortunes continued unabated. In 2016, Jack's house was consumed by flames, reducing everything he owned to ashes. In a cruel twist of fate, Jack Whitaker passed away in 2020, and by that time, he was said to be destitute. His story serves as a poignant reminder that immense wealth can sometimes prove to be a hollow victory, as it can't shield one from the trials and tribulations of life. In the realm of lottery winnings, these tales of triumph and tragedy serve as profound reminders that financial windfalls do not always guarantee a happily ever after. The stories of those who struck it rich, only to find themselves ensnared by the trappings of sudden wealth, reveal a complex narrative of human nature, dreams realized and dreams shattered. From James Hayes, who went from rags to riches but spiraled into a life of crime, to Janet Leigh, whose altruistic intentions led to a bankruptcy of epic proportions, and Jack Whitaker, whose fortune brought him not only material indulgence, but also profound loss. These stories demonstrate the incredible power and responsibility that comes with wealth. The lottery, often seen as the gateway to a life of luxury and leisure, can also be a double-edged sword, capable of cutting through the very fabric of one's existence. It is a stark reminder that true wealth encompasses not only material possessions, but also the wisdom to navigate the turbulent waters of newfound affluence. As we reflect on these narratives, we are reminded that financial prosperity, while alluring, is not a panacea for life's challenges. It is the choices we make, the values we hold dear, and the way we treat others that ultimately define the impact of wealth in our lives. In the end, these stories serve as a testament to the enduring human spirit, capable of resilience and transformation, even in the face of unforeseen and unparalleled circumstances. Whether as cautionary tales or sources of inspiration, these accounts of lottery fortunes lost and found resonate as enduring lessons about the true nature of wealth, success, and the pursuit of a meaningful life.